What's up you guys, I'm Shirley, and in today's video I will be sharing with you guys how I got into one of Germany's public universities, Hochschule Mainz, majoring in communication design. Just for reference, I'm from Indonesia, so I went through the whole application process as an international student. However, if you are from Germany, there might also be some similar steps that you need to get through, just like how I did. I am currently in my 6th semester right now, and I just finished my mandatory internship last year. And if you guys would like to know about the stuff and projects that I've done in the past semesters before, then just leave a comment down below. So without further ado, let's just get started. So first of all, if you are newcomers to Germany and you are willing to study in public universities, you need to complete your first year attending a Studienkolleg. It is basically like a foundation year that takes up 2 semesters. There are 4 major courses, which are T-Kurs, M-Kurs, V-Kurs, and G-Kurs. I did my Studienkolleg years when I was in Nordhausen in 2020, and I took the G-Course, which is for arts and humanities. Communication design falls under this category, so I had to learn several subjects during this year. The classes I had to take were literature, politics, social studies, German, English, and also history. It is basically pretty similar to my school back in Indonesia. It's just that we only have much less subjects and everything is in German, except for the English class, of course. At the end of the 2nd semester, there was a written exam called the Feststellungsprüfung, and the grade that we receive from these tests are going to be put on our certificate that will be used for the application process later on. As an international student, you might need to inform yourselves about the rules for your own country on the UniAssist official website. I will speak from my own experience. In 2021, when I applied, I didn't have UN, or the national examination of my country, because it was COVID during the time, and I had to submit my report card from my 12th grade. So the average score from the first 2 semesters will be then submitted, but they had to be translated by an official translation institution or agency in Indonesia. The average grade from this report card will then be calculated together with the average score from the Feststellungsprüfungen, and then they will be submitted directly to UniAssist. If you are an international student, your application will be done through UniAssist, regardless of whether or not you've done the other examinations from the school or university, such as the aptitude tests or the submission of portfolio and something like that. If I'm not mistaken, I had to pay around 75 euros for each application. So for one university, I had to pay 75 for them to process the whole thing, and if I was applying to 4 universities, then I had to pay 75 times 4. But everything might be different now. It was like 3 to 4 years ago, so I would recommend you guys to actually go check on the UniAssist official website and just inform yourselves how the whole application works based on your own country. Now we're getting into the juicy stuff. Before you get stressed with the whole application process, I would recommend you guys to write down the important dates and deadlines. The uni websites usually post their deadlines for the application, the Bewerbungsfrist, and also the dates and aptitude test, Eignungsprüfung, either for summer or for winter. And the first step into getting an invitation to join the test is to basically submit your portfolio. What I would recommend you guys before submission is to actually join their Mappenberatung, which is basically a consultation of your works with the professors, alumnus, fellow applicants, and also the students that are currently studying in the school or university. Most universities offer several appointments for this Mappenberatung, and I would recommend you guys to at least join once, so you guys could tell what they are actually looking for from their applicants and also their future students, along with how they actually teach in this university and whether or not it suits your niche and interest. From my experience, which was still during the COVID era, we had to submit our stuff digitally, so we uploaded it through a link that they gave us, and we would all meet via a Zoom call, and we would also exchange ideas on how we could improve our works better. The professors will point out which works should and should not be in the portfolio. In my opinion, it was also the opportunity to kind of see what other people were also submitting, so it's basically like your competition, or like the fellow applicants that are also applying to the same university as you. So I would really recommend you guys to join this one. There's also this website called precore.net, which is a platform for the students whose works were accepted successfully into their desired universities, and you guys could actually see what others have been submitting. You could also kind of see what the universities prefer to see from their future students. And from what I've heard, the Mappenberatung takes place in person right now, so you can basically visit Mainz, for example, and you can also see around how the city is and also how the campus building is, and you can get a better impression on how your college life would look like if you got in. So this was the portfolio that I ended up submitting. I decided to work with lots of collages because it was my strength and also my interest. I decided to also combine both analog and digital media. So it's basically like a mixed media kind of thing. And also to show my interest when it comes to illustrations and stuff like that with this urban farming thing. And one thing that I learned from the professors when I attended the Mappenberatung, they told me that I have to also show my willing to experiment with new things. That's why some of these works were like very thought of. For example, the one with the tiger, it was really thought of, like I knew how I wanted it to look like, but it was not really preferred, I guess. So I also started doing stuff like the blue light, red light kind of drawing, and then also some abstract paintings that really just show how free I could work without any expectation on how it has to look like at the end. Now we're talking about the aptitude test or the Eignungsprüfung. This test was divided into 2 days. The first day was also divided into 2 segments. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to show the questions and tasks that they gave us, but I'll pretty much say what I did, and I will also show you guys some pictures. The first session was to test your creativity and also your drawing skills, basically. In this work, I had to choose a corner of my room back when I was still in Nordhausen, and drew from a certain point of view with my own choice of media. Since we were also free to choose our own media, I chose watercolor for my project because that was the only thing I could find in my room, to be honest. The second task was to make a paper sculpture that you could just rip off, fold, and do anything like that. And I decided to make this Chinese lantern that I used to learn back when I was in high school. I mean, the thought of it was that I wanted to show a little bit of my culture. I don't know how they perceive that, but I could say that it's kind of different, so that might also be something that they value. This paper sculpture was supposed to be put on an object that was to be found on the corner of the room that we were drawing for. And the last task was to create a political poster for something that we would like to change. And because it was still during the COVID era, I picked the mandatory vaccination and created this stuff here. The second segment of the test rather aimed on text production and also wordplay. I had to rearrange some German proverbs, also some tags that I had to create with using only alliterations. I also had to come up with creative names for a butcher shop, and I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of a struggle for me because I had to do everything in German, and since German is not my first language, it's kind of hard for me to like have a sense of whether or not it's correct. But luckily we were allowed to use a dictionary, and I think there were also some international students asking if we could do it in English, and I think the professor said yes, but like not in my case. But like if you guys have the chance to ask, just ask if you're not so sure. The next day was an oral exam, and it was in groups, and we were supposed to talk in German as well. So that was kind of hard for me, but I did it anyways. The assignment we got was to create a concept for a streaming channel that designs and also comments on it. So it's basically something like what gamers and streamers do nowadays. We had to discuss in groups what type of content we are going to portray and what names that we need to come up with, and also discuss on how we're going to run the channel correctly and properly. We had 45 minutes to discuss, and then we had to present them 5 to 10 minutes, and each one of us had to speak the same amount of time. So the result of the test was then combined with the score of your portfolio, in which we didn't receive the details on how much we got for each test, but we just received the whole average score. The result of the test was then combined with the result of your portfolio score. So it's the Eignungsprüfung and then portfolio, and then you get a score. I got 2.2, which was pretty satisfactory, I guess, but not as good as I had imagined it to be. And this final mark will then be combined with the 2 other scores that I already received, which was the Feststellungsprüfung and also the average score from my 12th grade. They will be combined, and then they would both be combined as well. And then I got my last average score. So once your application from Uni Assist got through, you will have to reapply on the university's website, and the score that needed to be submitted is this one. And by the way, the certificate that you receive from the aptitude test is valid until up to 2 years, so you can still retry if you are not satisfied with your score, but you can also just do it once and apply for like the next 2 semesters or something like that. It's up to you guys. If you guys just finished school and you're planning to study communication design or just go to university in general, just don't be in a lot of stress. Work hard, work smart, and believe in yourself. Consistency is key, so if you guys put good work into what you do, then you will also receive good results. I know it might be stressful when you guys have already submitted the applications and haven't heard anything from them. I've been there, done that, but just trust the whole process and believe in yourself, because everything that is meant to be is just gonna work out. So that's it for my video today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I also hope that this video could help you guys in some ways. If you guys have any questions, just feel free to ask in the comment down below, or you can just text me on Instagram. This is my username. And I'll see you guys in another video. Thank you for watching. Bye.